Today we'll be learning how to graph rational functions, finding the asymptote. Finding the asymptotes. Okay, so first before you can start, you have to figure out what the clown is. What is a clown? It's Botno, Bosco, and Bobo. Okay, so start with Botno. Botno is bigger on top, no horizontal asymptote. For example, you have x squared on top and just x to the first power on bottom, so it's bigger on top. So if you have Botno, no matter what, your horizontal asymptote will always equal 0. So y will always equal 0. Then, if you have Bosco, it means both same coefficients, which they mean by, if you have the equation x squared plus 2x plus 5 over x squared plus 4x plus 6, then you know, since it's both the same, it has x squared on the top and x squared on the bottom. And right now their coefficients are 1, so for this problem, y would equal 1. However, though, if this was 2 and 2, the y would equal 2. It's whatever, y equals whatever the coefficients are. And then the last one is Bobo. Bobo, which is bigger on bottom, y equals 0. Okay, so it'd be like x plus 2 on top and x squared plus 3x plus 4 on bottom. The reason it's bigger on bottom is because for this example, x squared is on the bottom and x to the first is on top, so it's bigger on bottom. And if it's bigger on bottom, y equals 0. So that would be your horizontal asymptote. Okay. So we're given the equation in standard form of f of x equals 4x plus 12 over x squared plus x minus 6. So first, we have to figure out what clown. In the clown, well, we have x squared on the bottom and just x to the first on the top. Even though there is a 4 on top and there's only 1 here, it goes by the power. So you have x, since you have x squared on the bottom and x the first on the top, it's going to be bigger on bottom, y equals 0. So from this equation, we can already tell our horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Okay, so from there, we have to factor it to find our vertical asymptote. So you have 4x plus 12 over, what is it, x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, so you factor the top, which is divide everything by 4. So you have 4x plus 3 over x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay, so once we have, now here's our full factored form, 4x plus 3, x plus 3, x minus 2. So, as we know, you cancel out what is the same on the bottom and top. So you have x plus 3 and x plus 3. So you're left with 4x minus 2. Okay, now for the vertical asymptote, you find what makes the denominator equal to 0, basically. So you have 4x minus, 4x over, just kidding, you just have 4, over x plus minus whatever, 2. Okay, so all you do is you take the denominator, which is x minus 2, set it equal to 0. So you add 2, x equals 2. So from this you can tell the vertical asymptote is x equals 2. Now that's not all, because now we have to graph. So to graph it, you'll just draw like a little graph. I'll go 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we know that we have y equals 0 is our horizontal asymptote, and x equals 2 as our vertical asymptote. So for y equals 0, you always draw a dashed line, and I'll draw it on 0, because y equals 0. And then I'll draw another dashed line on 2, 1, 2, for x equals 2. So that's your horizontal and vertical asymptote. And then, depending on what you get for the other, what you get on your holes, you will, like if negative holes, you can graph. This basically determines where your lines are going to go. It can go here and here, or they might go here and here. But this determines where they go. And that's what vertical and horizontal asymptotes are used for. So we're going to try into one more problem, and it's going to be x squared plus x minus 2 over x minus 1. So first, what is the clown? Because we always have to find the clown first. Well, it's bigger on top than it is on the bottom because x squared over x1. So we know that is botno. Bigger on top, no, whatever, coefficient, sorry. So we know y is automatically going to equal 0. So that was easy enough there. So now we have to factor out. You have x squared plus x minus 2 over x minus 1. So you'll have, over x minus 1, you will have x plus 2, x minus 1. So x minus 1 cancel out. So for this equation, you're just left with x plus 2. So we already know that it has no horizontal asymptote because it was botno, the clown botno. Well, there's no denominator here either. So there's going to be no, it's just this equation. There's no denominator. It's just going to be x equals nothing. There is no vertical asymptote either. So when we graph it, it's going to be a line. So that's that one. Okay, well I hope you can better understand asymptotes, and I'm sorry for everything if I made a mistake, but I am Sarah Norman of Miss Sort's second period. Thank you for your time, and I hope you liked it.